Hello everybody, welcome back to Valecast. I am Simo, today I'm joined by Callum. Say hello, Callum.
Good evening, Simo. How are we doing?
Very well, mate, very well. This show is brought to you by our sponsors Motive. And we've got lots to bring you this week, probably a bit more than we've had in the last couple of episodes, so it's actually good that we've got some fleshy stuff to talk about. Before we do move on, I just want to mention, I've got my notes in front of me here, on the VALE shop, we've got new items from Kit Locker, we've been in partnership for 16 years, which is great. We've got new items there, updates in the training kits, etc, etc. And the home shirt is on sale right now for, I think, 25 quid, is it, Callum?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just about that.
If you want to go get the home shirt, it will be this season's shirt as well, so you will be with the most up-to-date kit. Only 25 quid, available in, I think, all sizes. Am I right, Callum?
Yeah, from kids, I think starts age 5 and 6 right up into 3XL, so it should cover just about everybody.
Covers just about everybody. I tell you what, go get them now, guys, because that we're wearing them this season, and the season is starting much sooner than you think. We're also keen to hear from other local suppliers. We've got other VALE merchandise coming up soon, hopefully to bring you a lot of cool stuff that you'll be able to hang around maybe one in your bar, and we'll get something in the works for that, don't we, Callum?
Yeah, a few different ideas coming out, but no, I mean, as you say, Simo, absolutely. Local business and local suppliers and the people of Banff and Macduff in particular, really keen to hear from you. If you've got something that the club can either partner with you on, in terms of, VALE merchandise, or, if there's just a product that you want to shout about and we can help with that, then yeah, please do get in touch with me and we can, have a chat and see how we can work together.
Yeah, and like I say, guys, all the contact details for that be in the description. If you feel like that's too much hassle, just hit us up on socials. We will get back to you. We're on all of them. We're on Insta, Twitter and Facebook. We're very active on them as well. If you want to talk us a wee bit more informally, just give us a wee message. We'll see if we can sort something out for you. Should we talk about football? Okay, so the players are starting their pre-season preparations on their individual training schedules, 17th. So, yeah, roughly about 5 days from now, when you're watching, about 4 or 5 days from when this goes live, they will have already started their individual training to get back into squad training on the 5th of June. Along with that, there's going to be a bunch of friendlies. I think we're going to aim for around 10. We've got quite a few that are pretty much nailed down, and we're going to bring you those dates and how you can attend, depending on the rules at the time. Obviously, we're in constant communication with all the authorities and stuff like that to how we can accommodate that. We may be able to live stream them as well, so do look out for that. It will be something we're looking into if we can facilitate that. But obviously that would be a really cool thing to do. Club events. Golf days. We've got a golf day, Callum. How long before we get that that's coming up?
Well, I think now that we are seeing progress in the relaxation of restrictions, across the region, and hopefully places in Murray will open up soon again as well. So yeah, now that we are seeing those rules coming out a little bit easier, it gives us opportunities to really kind of progress with plans for club events. Particularly, I think a golf day is probably a good one to start with. Given that it is, outside for the majority of it.
It's outside, we can social distance.
Exactly. And if you're as good as me, you end up in the sand quite a lot, so you might as well be on the beach. So yeah, we'll be able to, get into the full kind of planning of what the golf day will be. Most likely, that will be probably kind of August, September time usually, but we'll just see when we can get that booked in and get people all ready to come back for a club event if we can. So yeah, we'll get that all penciled in. We'll share the details with everybody, and hopefully we'll be able to kick off our event season again soon.
Yeah, we are due to see a relaxation of restrictions from the 17th of May. I absolutely look forward to that, but obviously these things are subject to change at a moment's notice. Okay, so do try and keep up with the most recent news in regards to restrictions. What else have we got on the cards? Oh, Heartbreak for Brora, didn't they? County Hearts broke the hearts.
Yeah.
6-1 on aggregate. Yeah, I mean, Celtic Hearts.
Probably not the greatest couple of games for them. Yeah,
no,
I think, Kelty are. Sorry, Simon, fire on.
No, I was going to say it's a bad old day. And there was a lot I read in the paper that a lot of people had said that if with the squad that Brora put out, there's a lot of senior pros in there that they think if they'd had more football, they would have been able to give Celtic, who are obviously an up and coming side in the Lowland League right now, they're looking in really, really good shape. Would have give them a better game. A 6-1 aggregate, obviously it's hard to take, but I'm sure Brora will be back. I think we have a full season on them. They should be.
Yeah, I think you see the difference, between playing 3 league games, in Brora's case, and Kelty, I think 12, 13 games, something like that. So much more. Yeah, much more kind of match sharpness. I appreciate they've not been playing for a wee while either themselves, and obviously Brora had that marvellous night for them against the other Hearts, Heart Midlothian in the Scottish Cup. So I think Brora, 100% deserving to be playing in that playoff semi-final for a start. And obviously as a club, we wish them well, on the day, and unfortunately it just didn't go in their favour over the 2 legs, but. Certainly Kelty, you look through their squad, obviously, looking at their manager and the experience that he's got, but you look at the squad there and they've got some players that could still be doing a job probably, quite higher up the leagues as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think they've got, players like Callum Higginbotham who was at Kilmarnock and then was away out, in India, I think it was, for a wee while as well with Davy Robertson. So, great team, and I'm sure that they'll be looking forward to taking on Brecon City in the playoff final.
Yeah, and I think with the ambition they're showing, I wouldn't write them off. Absolutely wouldn't write them off for the ambition that Celtic Hearts have shown. And
absolutely not. And you've seen it over the last couple of years. Obviously we had Cove Rangers, in our league just a couple of years ago. And unfortunately,
a bit of heartbreak.
Yeah, a bit of heartbreak for Cove as well. I don't think they could have come much closer, to be honest. We're taking the lead in the 92nd minute, I think it was. Rory McAllister scoring 92nd minute, and then Airdrie went up the other end and got their equaliser a couple of minutes later, and then took it in extra time. So really unfortunate for Cove, and again they've had a great season. Their first year in League One, came mighty close to take to putting Partick Thistle all the way, to be honest, in the race for the championship there. So I'm sure they'll come back again, even stronger again next season. Again a really good squad, but I think the majority of their squad is still that they had when they were in our league. So it does show the Highland League teams are packed with some great players, and we're very blessed with some of the players that we've got at the VALE just now. And you look at that and you think maybe one day, but we'll see how we get going over the next couple of seasons.
I'm always hoping. I'm always believing. I mean, I think if you'd offer to Cove fans a few years ago that they would be competing to be in the championship, which is just it's another level up from obviously League One, but I think they would have bit your hand off for it. I tell you what,
absolutely.
If someone told us right now that we'd be competing to be in the championship in a few years, I think we'd bite your hand off as well. A wee bit of news out from the Lowland League. Apparently, all the clubs, this has just come out yesterday, all the member clubs have voted in favour of Rangers B and Celtic B competing in next season. From what we can read from the Lowland statement, it is only what they have voted for is only to essentially advance discussions. It's not absolutely nailed down, and it's only in the cards for one season at the minute. We were talking a wee bit about this offline with McCallum, and you spoke a little bit about how Inverness actually proposed a similar thing for the Highland League a few years ago.
Yeah. I think this actually kind of coincided with Cove going up through the playoffs a few years back, and obviously that left us, with an odd number of teams in the league, and we've been there before, and obviously this season just passed. We had I think Forest who decided to kind of sit this year out, but. I think when Cove went up, Inverness were keen on the idea. I'm not sure how far discussions went, but it was certainly an option that was on the table for the clubs to explore, to have an Inverness Colts team playing in the Highland League. With the old firm B teams, potentially going into the Lowland for next season, just on this kind of one season trial, I suppose. And I believe that there'll be certain limits in terms of how far up the leagues they can be promoted and all those kind of things. But it'll be interesting to see if it's something that's brought up again at Highland League level. Likes of Inverness may want to have a look at it again. Ross County, Aberdeen potentially as well. Then you look at clubs like Elgin City. Is that something that they might entertain in the future? So it'll be interesting to see if this subject comes up again. And obviously when that time comes, then the club officials and the league management committee will sit down and have a look and see if it's going to work at our level too. So, but yeah, it's something different, and I know there were a couple of clubs that were against it, and likes of Kelty who abstained from voting, obviously given their current position in the playoffs. So it's not been wholly received well by everybody. And that, you just go on Twitter and you see a lot of the comments aren't exactly in favour. Yeah. But yeah, it's something new, something exciting potentially, and it gives clubs in the Lowland League the opportunity to pit their wits against the Old Firm, regardless of what level. We've had it in the Aberdeenshire Cup when we had Aberdeen come up a few years back and had Stevie May leading the line for them, who was, I think, sat in Ross Aitken's pocket all night. So we enjoyed that, something a bit different. But I appreciate the positions of the clubs down there, but we'll see if things develop for us as well over the next few years.
Well, absolutely. I think this gives us actually a more insight of what it actually looks like practically in motion if indeed it does go ahead. As I said, it wasn't nailed down as likely that it will go ahead, judging by the way the Lowland League sort of is addressing it. I will say Kilty did abstain from voting, but only because they are in a position that they may be leaving the Lowland League if they breaking, obviously. But they did say they would reassess, and if they were still going to be, it came out that they're going to be a part of the Lowland League next season, they would again join the vote, the next one being on the 27th, I believe. So it's not 100% nailed down, but there's been probably as much progress as we've seen in recent years for something. And this has always been a topic that's been about for a wee while, but this is probably the most progress we've seen when it comes to one of these.
I think it's the closest it's come, to be honest with you. And who knows what might happen, even in League Two. I know Brecon have obviously been challenging the kind of promotion and relegation from League Two this year, and you can kind of understand some of their reasoning for that. So you never know, Kilty and Brora may end up in League Two next year. I don't think those discussions are totally dead either. So yeah, I think there'll be a big summer ahead for football. But I think for us, we're just excited to get that day of pre-season back somewhere.
Yeah, that's all I'm looking forward to. I know I must sound like a broken record when I keep saying that. Oh, it's another week, Code, but we're another week closer to be back at the Vale. I think that is going to do us in terms of news-wise this week. We will want to, before we end, if there's any sponsorships or want to link up with us, please do get in touch. We're always looking for that. We have player sponsorships, shirt sponsorships, all that sort of stuff. Callum deals with all that. Callum that way deals with all that. And
yeah, no, I think if anybody is interested, we've got lots of, particularly with hopefully fans coming back, in the not too distant future. And as you mentioned earlier, Simone, we're in kind of constant contact with, obviously the Highland League committees, the SFA, government guidelines, just to see what we can expect and what supporters can expect, ahead of a return to Princess Royal Park next season. We're not totally sure just yet how it's going to work around like the fans bar or hospitality lounge or the boardroom or anything like that on a match day. But as soon as we get further information about that, then we'll let everybody know. But yeah, with that in mind, if any local businesses are interested in advertising at the ground, there's obviously space for pitch side boards. We have individual player sponsors that you can take up. And there will be some kind of larger partnership opportunities available as well, I'm sure. So absolutely, nothing's off limits really. I think again, one of the kind of big advantages of partnering with clubs at our level is that you can make a big impact. So really keen to hear from anybody that's interested, whether it is a partnership or a sponsorship or advertising or whatever. Please just get in touch with us and we can have that discussion.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That is going to do us for today, folks. If you have enjoyed this, make sure you like and subscribe. We will live stream this. Once we get 150 subscribers, we've got that goal. We will live stream this. If you want to find the subscribe button, it's just below the video. We had a couple of people get in touch asking how to subscribe. That is how you do it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up as well. We will be back here every Thursday, 7 p.m. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and a few of the other ones as well. We'll be back next week with some news in terms of how we're getting on. We can probably give you an update on how the individual training schedules are. There'll be some players that are maybe shocked how much fitness they've lost, maybe. And Craig will have them running laps.
I'm sure Craig will get them into shape, that's for sure, yeah. I wouldn't want to get on Craig's wrong side about your fitness, that's for sure. So I suppose I last wee warning to the boys to get themselves out for a run at the weekend before the 17th.
Absolutely. We will see you next Thursday. Cheerio, bye.